Hi, I'm Benjamin Faust. I'm an instructor of economics, and my channel focuses on economics. I'm going to do comparative and absolute advantage today, but I'm going to save you some time. I'm doing a method of teaching comparative and absolute advantage that is in the vast minority. So if your professor is putting like a time restriction here and the number of goods here, you need a different video, pretty much anything on YouTube except for a few of them. If, however, your professor or your instructor or your teacher is putting a time element or a cost element here and the good up here, then this is the video for you. Let's get started. Let's first define both comparative and absolute advantage. Absolute advantage is simply whoever can make the good with the lowest cost. Comparative advantage, on the other hand, is whoever can make the good or service with the lowest opportunity cost. As you'll see here in just a minute, if it weren't for opportunity cost or the low opportunity cost being something we can use to help out the world, it would mean the top producers or the cheapest producers would always dominate everything, and that's not true. Everyone has a role they can help out in, at least hopefully. Here I have two countries, Morocco and Spain, and two goods that they're gonna make, either a tractor or a ton of chocolates. Now Morocco can either do a tractor in 12 hours or can do a ton of chocolates in 4 hours. Spain, on the other hand, can do a tractor in 4 hours or a ton of chocolates in 2 hours. If you had to say to yourself, with tractors, who has the lowest cost, who would that be? If you said Spain, you're correct. And if you also said that Spain, as a result, has the lowest cost, meaning they have the absolute advantage in the tractor, you are correct. So I'm going to go ahead and put A here for absolute advantage. Now let's also look at ton of chocolates. Who actually has the lowest cost? And again, I didn't explain this earlier, but you are assuming the quality and everything is exactly the same with these two particular goods, right? So who has the lowest cost to make a ton of chocolates? Again, it's Spain. Morocco is twice as much. So again, Spain has the absolute advantage in making a ton of chocolates. Now that we're on to comparative advantage, it's a little bit more difficult, and this is where the math comes in, that you can kind of work with your fractions in order to determine who actually has the comparative advantage in each good. Okay, so let's go ahead and look down here. I've made a little chart so we can compare what each country pays for the item they want to make in terms of the other good. If you're just doing cost, we already did that with absolute advantage and Spain wins across the board. But how do you tell which of these two countries has actually comparative advantage using opportunity cost? So we have to put it in terms of the other good, what that particular country gives up in terms of the other good in order to make the first good. All right, so Morocco is going to make a tractor, and Morocco's tractors cost 12 hours to make, but I don't want you to put 12 hours there. I want you to put how many of the other good they make. In this world, there's only two goods, and so if they're not making tractors, what are they making? Chocolates. And so we have, they can do in 12 hours, they can make a tractor, or in 4 hours, they can make a chocolate. So let's go ahead and take 12 and put it over 4 and simplify it. What do you get? You're going to get 3 over 1, or 3, which means for one tractor, they are giving up making 3 chocolates. Let's go ahead and do the reverse. So in this world, they can make a ton of chocolate in 4 hours, or they can make a tractor in 12 hours. So let's put 4 over 12. If you simplify that, you're going to come up with 1/3. So one chocolate, it costs them 1/3 of a tractor. I kind of just alluded to it, but let's go ahead and I'll show you a trick that you can use in order to check your answer. So let's take 3 and express it as a fraction. And 3 as a fraction, you're going to put it over 1, so 3 over 1. The other one chocolate is 1/3 of a tractor, so you're going to take that and put that up here. And what is the relationship between these two numbers? If you said they are reciprocal fractions, you are correct. And so if you have reciprocal fractions here, you know you're on the right path. All right, let's go ahead and move to Spain. Spain is making a tractor, and that's going to cost them 4 hours. However, in 4 hours, how many tons of chocolate they could do, which cost them 2 hours? Let's go ahead and put 4 over 2, which is going to give us, when we simplify it, it's going to give us 2 chocolates. At the same time, in Spain, one chocolate is going to be how much? Well, a chocolate is 2 hours, but how many tractors could we have made with that? Let's put 2 over 4, simplify it, and we're going to get 1/2 of a tractor. Let's do our check real quick. 2 expressed as a fraction is 2 over 1 and 1/2. What is the relationship? Are they reciprocal? Yes, they are. Let's go ahead and say that we did the right answer here. Now that we have our little chart made, we're going to compare product across borders to see who gives up the least of the other good in order to make it. And if they do have the lowest cost, that's going to mean they have the comparative advantage. Let's take Morocco's tractors possibility and the Spanish tractor possibility right here. One tractor could either cost us 3 chocolates, or if we use Spain or Spanish source of the tractor, one tractor could cost us 2 chocolates. So when we're making tractors, we want to give up as little chocolate as possible. So would that be Spain or would that be Morocco? Spain only costs us 2 chocolates. It's the lowest cost option, so we're going to say that Spain has comparative advantage in making tractors. I'm just going to put a CA there to designate they have the comparative advantage. Spain with tractors. Very good. Now, let's go ahead and compare the other good. How much do we give up for chocolate in terms of the other good? Morocco gives up 1/3 of a tractor to make a chocolate, while Spain gives up 1/2 a tractor. Now, sometimes your fractions, when you do this, are going to be more complicated than 1/3 and 1/2. And if that is confusing to you, if your professor allows it, you can go ahead and on your calculator or your computer, you can type 1 divided by 3 in this case, or 1 divided by 2 to come, and then hit the equal sign to come up with a decimal. This one will come out to 0.33 repeating. This one will come out to 0.5. The comparison, other than you can kind of see what's cheaper if fractions confuse you. Just a little trick I tell students to do when they don't like fractions. Well, you can easily see from the decimal, or if you just know it, you know that 1/3 of a tractor is less than 1/2 of a tractor. So if you're going to purchase chocolate, this one is the cheaper way to go when comparing the other good. So that would give Morocco a comparative advantage in chocolates, which is very interesting because at the beginning of this video, we noted that Spain was better at everything, which means maybe Spain should make everything. It's not so. Morocco can still help out the both countries by going ahead and specializing in chocolates because they give up less of a tractor in order to make chocolates. If you want to take this further, what the question may be is who should make what and why? Well, in this case, Morocco should make chocolates because they have comparative advantage, or you could also say because they have the lowest opportunity cost for doing so, and Spain should make tractors for the same reason. Good luck to you in your studies.